I see the puzzled look on Ms. Wicks. We're going in file order, so. I like the fake puzzled look, Ms. Wicks. I like it.
My colleagues did ask me to kindly leave, which made me feel very loved.
You did get. I was debating that. You did get in kind of right under the wire. So I will tell you, Ms. Wicks, I have been kind of considering that, but I had said file order, so. But your puzzled look is duly noted, Ms. Wicks. So. Ms. Bauer-Cahan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. I want to start by saying that I accept the committee amendments, which add standing for the victims as well as increased enforcement for county council and city attorneys. So we're here today because crisis pregnancy centers in California outnumber legitimate clinics 3 to 1. They specifically target low-income women, and they use advanced online advertising to target with misleading language promising abortion care, but are not licensed facilities, nor do they provide such care. Google misdirects 1 in 10 searches for abortion to these crisis pregnancy centers. With the increase in women coming to California and the increase in confusion around access to abortion care, it is critical that here in California we take increased measures to ensure people are not lied to when they're seeking health care. If you were to walk into a store to buy anything, say a TV, and you were misled in its dimensions, you would know that was wrong. If you walk into a facility seeking health care and you're lied to, that's also wrong, but has dire, dire consequences. Patients who walk in and get care in these non-licensed, non-health facilities are told about misinformation regarding their own pregnancy, how far along they may be, so as to believe they don't have the options that they may have. Often they are misled about the side effects of safe and effective medical care, so they wrongly believe that they would have to take months off of work if they take abortion medication, or that it may cause cancer or other things that are just patently false. And this is all done to take options away from women who are seeking health care. So this bill takes it a step further here in California to ensure that those who are misled in the care of any provider can seek remedy and ensure that they get accurate and safe health care, as we should be providing for every California woman. With me in support today is Dr. Kelly Pfeiffer, a California physician with 20 years of family practice and a principal at Care Access Strategies, and Catherine Cohen, staff attorney with the UCLA Law Center on Reproductive Health, Law, and Policy.
First witness, please.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Chair and members. Thank you for having me here today. I am proud to be here in support of AB 315 to end dangerous lies about abortion care. My name is Catherine Cohen, and I am a staff attorney at the UCLA Law Center on Reproductive Health, Law, and Policy. Crisis pregnancy centers, or CPCs, have a documented record of deceptive practices specifically designed to deter and disrupt access to abortion care. Recently, colleagues of mine published a systematic review of CPCs in California, a report titled Designed to Deceive. Despite presenting themselves as medical clinics, 90% of CPCs in California offer no prenatal care, 75% have no physician on staff, and 58% offer only non-diagnostic ultrasounds, which cannot detect gestational age, detect fetal anomaly, or identify an ectopic pregnancy. Further, the majority of CPCs in California, 66%, make false or biased medical claims about pregnancy or abortion. Almost 37% promote abortion pill reversal, an untested protocol that the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists calls unethical and not based in science. In California, CPCs outnumber legitimate abortion clinics, subjecting patients across the state to biased counseling and putting people's health at risk. AB 315 will provide a remedy to counter this misinformation, and it is consistent with California's commitment to being a reproductive freedom state. Further, it will protect the state's ability to serve as a safe haven for those seeking care from other states, which our center estimates could be up to 16,000 additional patients per year. Everyone in California should be able to access evidence-based care without being tricked about what services are available or given false information about their health. For these reasons, I strongly urge the committee to support AB 315. Thank you.
Thank you. Next witness.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Kelly Pfeiffer. I've been an abortion provider for over 20 years. I currently practice in rural California. I also fly to Kansas and Arizona, places that don't have enough of their own providers. Many of my patients have suffered severe harms from CPCs, and I see them every day. I see people forced into later procedures because they go into a clinic thinking they're going to get an abortion pill. They get false information, false ultrasounds, delays, repeat visits. So by the time they see me, they're too late. In other parts of medicine, when I get a test result from another provider, I trust it. I have to repeat an ultrasound on every person who brings me a CPC film because, as the assembly member mentioned, people are given images of other people. They take a film and give someone else's ultrasound to them to trick them to thinking they have more time or to trick them into thinking they're too far along to get the care they need. My patients have no idea that this information is not private, and these centers are not bound to HIPAA. So they give extensive personal and private information, trusting that it will be kept private. Yet these centers can release that to whomever they want with no consequences. I see teenagers whose lives would be devastated if this information was released. I see patients weeping because they believe sincerely that by getting this abortion, they will never be able to have a child, that they will risk cancer, that they will risk mental illness. And they walk out of these centers believing these things are true, even though there are many studies refuting them. In any other part of the healthcare system, this would be inconceivable. Imagine if you go to a cardiologist and you're given a fake test result that tricks you into getting a cardiac surgery you don't need. This happened in Reading. It was criminal, and it was shut down. Yet this type of false information happens every day for thousands of people in California with no consequences. So CPCs are giving false information. They're tricking people. This should not happen in any place in medicine. People should be able to trust their providers. I'm grateful for your authorship of the AB 315, and I urge your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Other witnesses in support, name and organization only, please.
Good morning. Jessica Stender on behalf of Equal Rights Advocates and Strong Support.
Rebecca Gonzalez, National Association of Social Workers, California Chapter in support.
Thank you. Any other witnesses in support? Seeing none. Witnesses in opposition?
Where might we sit?
Yeah, right here. And if you want to pull this one over a little bit, maybe you all can move down just a tiny bit. Or that.
Thank you, Chair and members.
And just turn the microphone.
Is this better? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair and members. My name is Susan Swift Arnall. I am a California attorney, and I am the Vice President of Legal Affairs for the Right to Life League. AB 315 is yet another unconstitutional attempt to silence pro-life speech. The bill prevents someone performing a, quote, pregnancy-related service from using false or misleading statements, quote, related to their provision or lack of provision of abortion. Existing state law already bars false and misleading business advertising. So what sort of statement related to a person's provision or lack of provision of abortion would be false or misleading under AB 315? The bill is vague, undefined, and meaningless. Our Constitution and the case law interpreting it mandates that laws be sufficiently clear so that one can know whether or not she is in violation of the law. Vague laws violate the 14th Amendment. In Rabe versus Washington, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that state law violates the Due Process Clause, where its language fails to explain exactly what conduct is prohibited. AB 315 does not define what sort of statement relating to abortion is prohibited. The bill gives no explanation or a guidance whatsoever. It is unconstitutionally vague. Advertising is a constitutionally protected form of free speech. The Supreme Court in NIFLA versus Becerra explained that states cannot choose the protection that speech receives under the First Amendment, as that would give them a powerful tool to impose invidious discrimination of disfavored subjects. AB 315 intentionally vague language invites arbitrary enforcement by the state or private attorney general actions that discriminates against constitutionally protected pro-life professional speech. Taxpayer-funded state website abortion.ca.gov already describes crisis pregnancy care centers as misinformation.
I need you to wrap up.
Yes, sir. AB 315 is designed to chill constitutionally protected speech It provides a mean for individuals who disagree with the ideology to target pro-life companies and put them out of business. For this reason, it violates the Constitution, and this committee should reject it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next witness.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the community. My name is Fatou Gay, and I am from the Gambia, West Africa. I am a single mom. I work full-time, and I am a part-time college student. I have been raising my daughter alone by myself, and 2 years ago, I was pregnant, and I was going to be a single mother again. I felt so alone. I needed someone to help me, someone to listen. I asked myself, how will I afford all these things that my daughter and my unborn child will need? Sierra Pregnancy made it possible. I went to their clinic. They showed me respect and kindness. They told me clearly what their organization was about and who they were. I went to their prenatal parenting classes. They gave me everything I could not afford for my kids, including diapers, wipes, car seats, strollers, and baby cribs. They connected me with other support groups of other single mothers. I felt like I belonged. They understood what I was going through and encouraged me. Sierra Pregnancy to this very day still supports me, knowing that I am working very hard to provide my children the things that I cannot afford as a mother, as a single mother. Never did they ever tell me for once to keep my baby. They listen to me. They know that I chose life. Pregnancy centers like Sierra Pregnancy give $14 million in services to California families. It only harms single mothers like me and their kids and other non-profit organizations to spend money to defend against frivolous lawsuits. I know I can still rely on Sierra Pregnancy to raise my kids. Please vote no to AB 3115.
Thank you. Any other witnesses in opposition? Name and organization only, please.
Carrie Wilcox, Sierra Pregnancy and Health, and I ask that you oppose 315.
Marie Leatherby, California Alliance of Pregnancy Care and Sacramento Life Center, in opposition.
Christine Campbell, just a concerned parent, in opposition.
Pastor Brandon Campbell, the Faith Baptist Church and the California Capital Connection for Baptist Churches, Northern California Director, in opposition.
Julie Threet, Butte County Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System Advocate, oppose.
Mr. Chair and members, Molly Sheehan with the California Catholic Conference, in opposition. Thank you.
Shannon Heil, a concerned parent, and I oppose.
Nicole Young, concerned parent, oppose.
Kasia Williams, as a private citizen, asking for a no vote on AB 315. Thank you.
Andrea Domitic, concerned mom, and I oppose.
Ted Hudako, concerned parent, I oppose.
Aaron Friday, I oppose.
Sasha Anya, I oppose.
Allie Snyder, registered voter, taxpayer, concerned parent, I oppose.
Bill Donovan, grandfather, and I oppose.
Thank you. Jennifer Kennedy, I oppose.
Any other witnesses in opposition? Seeing none, questions or comments from the committee? Seeing none, Mr. Saley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have some questions and concerns about the bill. Just let me ask the author, as far as the remarks about being unconstitutional, have you been advised by legislative counsel as to the constitutionality of this bill?
So as you know, conversations with legislative counsel are privileged, so I'll answer the question from my own perspective but not reveal that privilege. So I do not believe, nor does the analysis state, as I'm sure you've read, that this is unconstitutional. It differs significantly from the prior legislation, the FACT Act, that was overturned by the Supreme Court, in that that decision said you could not force these centers to speak in any way, to provide disclosures. This does not. It merely prohibits false misleading advertising, which is obviously already lawful.
And I heard you say the concern is false information, bias counseling, aggressive counseling. I've heard same complaints about Planned Parenthood centers. So would this law allow a private citizen to sue Planned Parenthood if they were engaging in similar conduct?
The bill applies to anyone providing pregnancy-related services. It's content neutral.
So Planned Parenthood could be sued under your bill?
If they provided false information.
Okay. And I want to thank you for being here today. It's very hard to come and testify publicly. I've personally seen the great work that these centers do. I have Corona Life Services in my district and Riverside Life Services. Especially young pregnant women, they're very scared. They don't know what to do. And these centers provide support, and they also provide resources to abortion services if that's what they want. But what these centers do is make sure that they know what their options are, and they have resources available and support if they want to have the child. I think really this bill is about, are we pro-choice or are we pro-abortion? And if we're pro-choice, we need to allow these centers to operate with some latitude. They're privately funded. They get no tax assistance, unlike Planned Parenthood, which is a government subsidized. So I would urge my colleagues to, if you're pro-choice, let these centers do what they do. It's already unlawful to engage in misleading advertising. There's no reason to put a target on these centers' backs. So I'll be opposing respectfully. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the committee? Seeing none, we have a motion from Mr. Kalra. Do we have a second from Ms. Reyes? Thank you. Ms. Bauer-Can, you may close.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. And I just want to close by saying that nothing in this bill would prevent, and thank you for being here and telling your story, would prevent the types of services that were described by the witness. Nothing would prevent the support as it relates to diapers and wipes. And you will see this legislative session bills that I look forward to co-authoring that provide those kind of services to women. Diapers, wipes, the support that low-income Californians need to do the parenting that they do. And I know I have people here that are authoring bills that support people who need the services that they can't otherwise get. What this bill prevents is lies and misleading information. And nobody should walk into any establishment in California and receive information that misleads them such that they do not receive the health care they need. And that is what this bill prevents. And like I said, it will allow for support, but it will not allow for lies that stop people from having access to safe reproductive health care.
Thank you. So the motion is do pass to approps. Ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Mainshine?
Aye.
Mainshine, aye. Asaley?
No.
Asaley, no. Connolly? Aye. Connolly, aye. Dixon? No. Dixon, no. Haney? Aye. Haney, aye. Kalra? Aye. Kalra, aye. Pacheco? Aye. Pacheco, aye. Pappen? Aye. Pappen, aye. Reyes? Aye. Reyes, aye. Rivas? Aye. Rivas, aye. Sanchez? No. Sanchez, no.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next in follower is Mr. Gibson. Ma'am. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you, but you got it. You can't come up.